Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Jason over at Olsen Motorsports, and today we're going to be showing you how to do a boost leak test on your 911 GT2. First, we're going to start out by taking the wheels off and then taking the splash guards off because it's going to be easier to access the turbo. And I just want to take it apart for you now, but we have these little caps, and this cap is going to be a flat bottom, just a cap, and we're plugging it into the compressor side of the hose going into the intercooler. You can also test it from the inlet side, but for now, we're just going to do it from the compressor side going into the intercooler, and that's going to be testing all of your hoses here, your pumps, your plumbing. And then on the other side, I already have it in because I wanted to show you how it's done. You cap the hose, but you also have a Schrader valve here. And with the Schrader valve, you're going to be applying air. And normally you do this with valves and relief valves and pressure regulators so you can know how much you're putting into the system. But today we're just going to be doing it with what we have available, which is a tire chuck, digital tire chuck, and just shop air. So let me go back to the other side. What we're going to do is you insert your plug into the hose. You kind of want to make sure it's nice and snug in there. And this is the important part. You want to make sure your hose clamps are tight, because if they're not tight, when you start putting some air pressure in there, you don't want this popping out. So you want to make sure it's tight, nice and snug. Doesn't have to be crazy tight. You know, you don't want to bend anything or break the clamp, but snug it up. Make sure it's tight, and you're good to go. So you come back over here to your other side that you had the plug with the Schrader valve in, and hook up your shop air, turn your gauge on. Normally, you have to be really careful when you're putting pressure in the system because you don't want to put too much in there and then you're causing damage and you're popping some hoses off. So you get going, and for here we're just going to put 20 pounds in there. That's more than enough. I really wouldn't go any more than 20, 25 because, like I said, you could cause some damage. So we're just gonna slowly put some air in there. So we got 4 psi. Gonna go up. Just keep watching it. Don't put the whole 20 pounds in there right away. So I got about 19 psi in there right now. So I got about 20. So it's holding. So now what we're gonna do, get some soapy water, and we're gonna just spray around all your connection points, all your hose clamps, just to see if you have any leaks anywhere. So you're checking, got one more spot to check. And see, we got bubbles. That means air is escaping from the rubber hose, and that's our boost leak. So the issue with that is this is your map sensor, and this is detecting the air coming in through here, going into your motor. So this is metering this air, but then you have unmetered air sucking in through your coupler. So the computer is seeing, hey, I'm getting this much air coming in, but then the coupler's getting in more air, so it's throwing off some mixtures, and you can also run bad too and not going to boost. So it's a good thing we found this, and hopefully we get this repaired, check for our leaks again, and then hopefully we'll be back to normal and running good. So we found our boost leak. The next step before you get into all this is just do a visual inspection. Make sure all your clamps are tight. Make sure you don't see any cracks in the boots. Everything's tight, nothing's loose, nothing's popping off. That's one easy way to do it before you jump into a boost leak, is just do a visual inspection, see what you're working with. But in this instance, I checked all the clamps and they were tight, all the hose clamps are tight, fitted correctly, so that's why we jumped into doing a boost leak test. So I sprayed some soapy water on this clamp and found out, there's probably some, stress cracks in here that under pressure, the boot's gonna expand, and that's when your air is gonna escape. So in order to fix that, you would take all your clamps off, all your connection points, take your air filter box off, take this pipe off, and you have 2 clamps right here. Well, you would unplug your sensor. You have 2 clamps here. Take those clamps off, pop the rubber coupling off, inspect it, see how bad it is, and then replace it. And then when you go to replace it, just kind of do reverse, reverse installation of everything you took off. And then once everything's in, do another visual inspection. Make sure all your clamps are tight again, because you loosened everything up. Make sure your clamps are tight. And then I would just do another boost leak test, because that would verify that you fixed the problem, and that would also verify that you don't have any other leaks. And it won't hurt to, once you have everything in again, just spray all your couplings down again, just to check, and that's one easy way to find your boost leak. So now that we found the issues, we found the leaks, we just don't want to take off these clamps right away, because you have, all the air in there, and it's just going to shoot out, and it's not going to be fun. So what we'll do is we'll just take the chuck, just kind of, relieve the pressure, watch the meter go down. It's going to take a bit, but it's safer to do it this way than it is to just pop a clamp off, because you're going to send that cat flying. Just kind of go, wait till you hear all the air stop. You could also feel the hoses too. There's still a lot of pressure in here. Okay, yeah, that's about it. That's about all we got in here. And now you are safe to remove the clamps and, tackle the job. Sometimes doing visuals aren't always good enough. Just looking at this visually, spare it apart, looks good, and you wouldn't think there's a problem. That's why always doing a boost leak test can show these, unseen problems, because when you're putting pressure to this boot, this is a silicone boot, so when you're putting pressure to it, it expands, and that's going to open up all little tiny cracks in there that you might not see just spreading it apart. So we got it off. We're just waiting for one on order, and we'll get it in. And then again, so when you get the new stuff in, always do a boost leak check after you install everything, just to verify you have no new leaks, everything's sealed tightly, and you're good to go. All right, guys, so that's how you do a boost leak check. Just make sure you always inspect everything when it goes back together. Do another boost leak check just to verify everything is good to go. And that should be it. And hopefully, you can be out there having fun. So thanks for watching. Please follow us on Instagram, like the video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you have any comments or suggestions, just drop them down below. Thank you.